If you're currently interviewing for product marketing roles and you're getting ghosted by companies and you're thinking to yourself, what am I doing wrong? Then you come to the right place. Today, we're diving into the most common mistakes I see product marketing candidates make on interviews and how you can avoid them and stand out and land your first PMM role. As someone who's transitioned from tech SaaS sales into product marketing and gone on to lead product launches that have led 1.8 million in 7 months, I'm here to help you to avoid those common pitfalls that you'll find on your product marketing interviews and land your first role all without an MBA. Okay, let's dive in. So common mistake number one is you don't know the product very well. This sounds really simple, right? But you'd be surprised how many candidates show up on their product marketing interviews without fully understanding the product or service that the company offers. I'd recommend that you don't just skim the company's website. Dive deep. Download the product if you can and see the value proposition that the product marketing team is using right now and understand the market fit. I'd also recommend reading reviews from customers or looking at the customer case studies on the website. In one of my latest videos, you can find a quick way on how you can learn about the customers and the top use cases that a customer experiences with a certain product or service. So check out that video if you haven't seen it yet. This is an especially important step if you're interviewing for a product-led growth kind of company. So go ahead and sign up, download the product, really dive in and make any notes on things that you really enjoyed or things that were a little confusing so you can bring that up on your interview. Number two, common mistake that I see product marketing candidates make on interviews is rambling. According to a recent Forbes article, 8.7 million US adults have ADHD. Why am I bringing this up? Because many people with ADHD hate slow talkers. And actually most people on interviews really don't like when you ramble. Although it's not a guaranteed thing, you're most likely talking to a hiring manager that might have ADHD. And even if they don't, get to the point. As a hiring manager in the past, I've seen candidates really shine when they show that they are an effective communicator on the interview. And why is this so important? Well, it's because it's an essential part of being a product marketer. As a product marketer, you'll need to translate the technical into the relatable from your product management counterpart, and you'll need to also hold the attention of sales reps on sales training. This is why it's so important to practice the examples that you have, aka the compelling stories that you have that fit each of the requirements outlined in the job description. Mistake number three is focusing too much on the strategy or the high-level thought process of how you bring something to market and less on the execution. Now, don't get me wrong, explaining your overall strategy is so important, but it's also important to focus on the execution of that strategy. And I've been guilty of this myself on previous interviews. You need to show that you can roll up your sleeves and get you-know-what done. Employers want someone that not only can craft a really compelling marketing strategy, but also someone that understands the nitty-gritty details of actually executing that strategy. So share specific campaigns that you've done, the tools that you've used, and the real results that have come from those campaigns or those launches. Mistake number four is really difficult when you're applying to a lot of positions, but it's giving really generic answers that don't align with the specific needs of the company and for the specific needs for this specific role. You need to tailor your responses to the overall company's mission, where they're at and what they're looking for, where they're at in their market maturity, and of course, you need to tailor your answers to fit the requirements in the job description. Why are they hiring for someone in the first place? They're looking for very specific things that they need this person to accomplish to help them get to their overall goal as a company. So be sure to take the time to not only review the job description for what they're looking for and what success looks like and what they really want in a candidate to accomplish, but also look and think about how it fits into the overall company strategy and their mission and their goal. Mistake number five is also very common because we can get caught up in talking about ourselves and not as much about the team that we work with. And so mistake number five is not emphasizing cross-functional relationships and building those kind of relationships between different teams enough in your interview. As I've mentioned in previous videos at length, product marketing is one of the most cross-functional roles in the whole organization. You're working with customer success and sales and more technical teams like engineering and product management. So you really need to emphasize how you work collaboratively with all these different teams, bringing everybody together towards a shared goal for a launch or campaign. If you can't demonstrate and show specific examples of how you've worked collaboratively with these different teams, you're missing a key part of being a great product marketer that the interviewer is probably going to notice. Be sure to share specific examples in your experience of how you partner with the different teams and how your communication skills led to the success of developing those strong relationships with those internal teams. And mistake number 6 is not showing the real impact the measurable results from what you've done. Too many candidates talk about what they did, but they don't talk about the so what, or the results that their work drove for the company. Employers want to see that you drive real business results. You don't just come up with these nice looking strategies that you can execute, to my earlier point. So whenever talking about a project or a product launch, always focus on the key PMM specific metrics. And those PMM specific metrics that you should be sharing with the interviewer is any kind of increase in revenue, increase in sales opportunities or cross-sell, upsell, and any kind of customer engagement that you can tie back to your campaign or product launch. Mistake number 7 is neglecting positive body language just because you're on a virtual interview. If you're in tech product marketing or you're interviewing for tech product marketing positions, you're most likely going to be on a virtual interview. However, this doesn't mean that you should neglect having positive body language during your interview. It's actually very common for product marketing manager candidates to neglect having positive body language on their virtual interviews, such as holding good eye contact, smiling occasionally, and they often can look very distracted as well. So don't make this mistake. Focus on engaging with your interviewer as if you were having an in-person meeting. So make good eye contact with them, smile occasionally, basically show them that you're engaged and you're alert and enjoying the conversation. Now, of course, when I say maintain good eye contact, that doesn't mean in a creepy way, but just showing them that you're engaging in the conversation. Sitting upright and even smiling, like I said, occasionally during the conversation when it feels natural, may seem like very small details on your virtual interview, but can go a long way in helping you look like a more confident candidate for the role. Mistake number 8 on interviews that I see for product marketing candidates is speaking in jargon. You're talking to an actual human being, not an ATS. And although peppering in common keywords for product marketing positions may get you past an ATS or even a recruiter screen, when you're on an interview with a hiring manager especially, speaking in jargon and in fluff is not going to fly with the hiring manager. Instead, focus on telling your story and using examples in your experience to answer the questions the interviewer is asking you in a practical, realistic way. Break it down in terms that your partner, your friends, or family could easily understand. As a previous hiring manager, in my eyes, it's way more impressive to see a candidate break things down into simpler terms and really tell that compelling story versus using jargon and fluff just to pretend like they know these common keywords. So there you have it. There are the most common mistakes I see product marketing hopefuls make on their interviews. Avoid these and you'll be in great shape to land your first product marketing role. And if you're open to it, I'd love for you to schedule a time to talk with me, just a half an hour, just to understand where you are in your product marketing interview process, the challenges you might have faced, and how I could potentially help you. This is not a sales call, it's just to understand a little bit more about your journey and how, again, I can potentially help you in the future. You can book that call in the link in the description of this video and in the pinned comment. Thanks for watching and good luck out there. Bye.